was peeing.
I was like, hey, there's something happening. There's a droplet at its butt and it's flicking it. I was like, all right. Challenge accepted, Bug.
Animal Enigmas. That's next time on the TED Radio Hour from NPR.
You can hear that tonight. It's on at 9 p.m.
I'm Josh Adams, the new general manager of Houston Public Media, and we are here for one reason, you. I'm thrilled to lead this remarkable team dedicated to our mission of informing, educating, and inspiring everyone in the greater Houston area. And yes, these are challenging times, but together we'll meet them head on with bold ideas, honest reporting, and stories that matter. Houston Public Media is your public media. Together, let's make it incredible.
Tonight on Houston Public Media TV8 at 7, from executive producer Bradley Cooper, the story of caregivers navigating the challenges and joys of their deeply meaningful work. Watch Caregiving tonight at 8 on TV8 or stream on the PBS app. Support comes from SunnyPro, a Houston-based business advisory firm providing consulting solutions, specializing in mergers, acquisitions, divestitures, and valuations for exit planning. Details at sunnypro.com or follow at SunnyPro LLC.
And now back to Hello Houston. To comment on any of today's topics, call 713-440-8870 or email us at talk@hellohouston.org. And now here's Ernie Manous, Celestia Sherman, and Frank Billingsley.
All right, we're back, and we're going to talk about Peared, P-E-A-R-E-D. They even have the pear fruit as their symbol.
Cute.
But it's a clever play on words, Peared and Peared, because it's a youth-led nonprofit that's based here in Houston that helps pair local volunteers, especially students, with smaller nonprofits that often struggle to gain visibility in today's crowded digital landscape. So in just 6 months, Peared has partnered with 15 nonprofits, and they're expanding into new chapters across Texas with a mission to uplift grassroots organizations and increase youth civic engagement. So joining us now to tell us more about Peared are its co-founders, Gaathri Chakka and Anushka Polapally. Thank you for being here. How are you doing today?
We're doing good. How are you?
Good. All right. Tell us about Peared. I said it right? It's
yes,
Peared.
you said it fair.
Okay,
right.
So tell us about Peared and what exactly you are hoping here to accomplish.
So basically what we're hoping to accomplish is give local nonprofits the opportunity to grow their audiences. And we recently hosted a community night where we invited 15 local nonprofits. And essentially the goal of that was to give these nonprofits the opportunity to meet with local volunteers and expand their audiences.
So what's an example of the nonprofit?
So an example is we invited this nonprofit called Connect and Comfort. And basically they are a youth-led nonprofit that gets money to give to cancer hospitals and increase funding for research.
Now, can you elaborate on what youth-led nonprofit means?
So basically youth-led is example, our team is over 25 high school students from across Katy and Houston area, and we work together to grow Peared and upgrade our website and stuff like that.
So these are all, like you said, high school students. And how young does it go down to? Because I find this fascinating because as a parent, oftentimes we want our kids to volunteer and be out there in the community. But sometimes these larger nonprofits don't offer type volunteering opportunities for younger children.
So pretty much our team is open to grades 9 through 12.
Mm-hmm.
And then for volunteering, we take middle schoolers and high schoolers. So we kind of want to encourage the youth to be more involved in their community. So that's why we put an emphasis on encouraging high schoolers to participate in this sort of large scale organization.
Talk to me a little bit about how come nonprofits, or the issues nonprofits face, that's a better way to put it, in cutting through the noise out there to reach those who are interested in volunteering. I know that's why you're there to help that, but why do nonprofits have that problem? Is it just so much noise out there today in the social media sphere?
So pretty much right now, there's a few larger nonprofits that have a large following on Instagram and other social platforms, which kind of removes the volunteering power from all these smaller nonprofits. And we saw that there's so much diversity in the causes that these nonprofits are covering, and we wanted to increase people's diversity in what they're volunteering for. So our platform, since it's isolated from all Instagram and stuff, pretty much on our website, all the nonprofits look like sort of equal in what you're choosing to volunteer for. So we think that'll increase the diversity in what people decide to put their efforts towards.
And people volunteer for lots of reasons, and I think this is great, like you say, to encourage our kids to understand what volunteering is all about. But it doesn't hurt on your college application, does it?
No, definitely not.
They both gave a quick glance at each other.
That wasn't a big deal. When I went to college, they were just lucky to have a student there. But things have changed a lot, right? I mean, that's part of it. So that's great. So who came up with this idea? How did you say, you know what? There's a need. Let's fill it.
So pretty much we participated in the Diamond Entrepreneurial Challenge, and we first wanted to address the issue of elderly loneliness. So we kind of made an idea for an organization to tackle that issue, but our organizational system for volunteers for that cause we ended up realizing after the challenge that, okay, this is really applicable to like all causes in our community. So we decided we want to extend this idea further than the challenge and actually pursue it.
And how'd you get involved?
So me and Anushka, we founded it together for the Diamond Challenge, and then we both collaborated together to like grow the nonprofit. And we also have 2 other co-founders, but they're out of town right now. But all 4 of us collectively started the organization.
So, but why do you think it's important that high schoolers volunteer besides it looking good on your college application? Why do you think that's important?
Well, for me, I think it's important to have accessible volunteering opportunities because I think it's important to get involved. Like currently I volunteer at the Houston Food Bank, but I live about like 40 minutes away from there. So I think it's important to have accessible volunteering opportunities locally.
Well, I was going to ask you, what are the biggest challenges? But probably distance is probably one of them.
Yeah, I think that's one of the like biggest issues in volunteering for like kids, especially because a lot of us don't have our license or anything. So we need like easy opportunities that are close by.
So is that part of what you do? Find the right volunteers with the right close by organization?
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much like in our free time, usually high schoolers kind of like watch their phone or like hang out with their friends and stuff like that. But through Peared, since we're trying to make all the opportunities available in one place and like so readily accessible, we think that it'll help people like in their free time instead of like doing something a little more like non-contributive to the community. They'll like instead just click on our website and see like, okay, there's a volunteering opportunity right now that I can actually participate in.
So like momentarily or in different organizations dropping in to volunteer and moving on, not like long-term almost internship kind of things, correct?
Yeah.
Now tell us again your website, because it's not Peared, it's pearedco.com?
Yeah, pearedco.org.
Peared, P-E-A-R-E-D, like the fruit, co.org.
And since starting this, what's been most surprising to you both that you guys have seen since starting this nonprofit?
I think it's been like the challenges of managing such a large team. We knew that we'd need like a large officer team to like coordinate all the different things that are needed for organizations, such as events and then the website and like programming all the back end for the website and stuff like that. So we have 26 team members, and I think the biggest challenge for us has been how do we like give all these people something to do that'll contribute a new thing to our organization.
So kind of the entrepreneurial part of
Yes.
it. Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gaathri, Chakka, and Anushka Polapally are the co-founders of Peared. Thank you for joining us today on Hello Houston.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And that brings us, Frank,
To the
Ernie,
end.
to the end of our show. We want to thank you for listening and joining us today on Hello Houston. We will be back tomorrow with more conversations.
Hump day.
Right here on News 88.7. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to Hello Houston. Join us every Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. to talk all things Houston. The Hello Houston production team includes Garrett Bowman, William Menjivar, Jen Altai, Todd Holslander, and Jim Kovacic. For the latest in local news, subscribe to the Hello Houston daily newsletter at houstonpublicmedia.org. Hello Houston is a production of Houston Public Media. The opinions expressed by the guests of this program are solely their own and do not represent the views of management, staff, or underwriters of Houston Public Media. This is News 8.